Good morning, everyone. Once again, today is November 5, 2024. The schedule of pre-bid conference for goods and services. At the same time, the civil works. So before we will proceed, so may I request to please stand for an opening prayer.
Then bow our heads. And you bow that way. So that we can go into the understanding very important. And finally, in this way, and with in one purpose. They all also believe in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen.
Good morning, YouTube live viewers. Welcome for this pre-bid conference for goods and services. At the same time, the civil works. So may I request our back secretariat here to read the attendance for this meeting, pre-bid conference.
Conference for goods and services and civil works dated November 5, 2025. Present here today, we have a chairperson, Engineer Marcelino Big Engineer, our back vice chairperson, Engineer General Mark F. Baranda, our back provisional member, Engineer Harold C. Carmari, and our back user Representative Engineer Pastor J. Banderas. And to present on our ID 24J220011, we have to find the Infinite Lurisa V. And whose truly box Secretariat from the head, Dr. Jane P. Service. It's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you, Engineer April, for reading the attendance for this pre-bid conference. So since the Iligan Awards Committee is quorum, so I now call this pre-bid conference to order. So I request the will present this contract ID number 24 GKK Jojo 11.
Good morning, everyone. For today's pre-bid conference, with the contract ID number 24GKK0011 with the contract name Supply and Delivery of Fuel to be used for DPWH DEO service vehicles and equipment of all sections with an ABC of 5,752,000. With the item number 1, gasoline with 80,000 liters, and with the item number 2, gasoline premium with 12,000 liters and a total of 5,752,000, and to be delivered until quantity or total amount fully consumed.
Thank you, Sai, for the presentation of the contract ID number 24 GKK0011. Supply and delivery of fuel to be used for DPW's monthly service vehicles and equipment for all sections. So we will proceed for the technical requirements.
Checklist of technical and financial documents for goods and services. First is the technical component envelope. Class A documents, the legal documents, valid or just registration certificate, platinum membership, all pages, in accordance with section 8.5.2 of the IRR. Here is a sample format of a voucher's registration certificate, platinum membership, all pages. For the technical documents, statement, prospective bidder of all its involving government and private contracts, including contracts awarded, not yet started, if only, whether similar or similar in nature and complexity of the contract to be bid. Here is a sample format of a statement of the prospective bidder of all its involving government and private contracts. Statement that the bidder's single largest completed contract, similar to the contract to be bid, is that under conditions provided for in sections 23.4, 1.3, and 23.4.2.4, 2016 revised IRR for the Republic of number 9184 within the relevant periods provided in the bidding documents. Here is a sample format of a statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract. A regional copy of bid security, if in the form of a surety band, sending also a certification issued by the Insurance Commission, or a regional copy of notarized bid security declaration. Here is a sample format of a regional copy of bid security, surety band, or bid security declaration. Conformity with the technical specifications, which may include production delivery schedule, manpower requirements, and or after sales parts if applicable. Here is a sample format of a conformity with the technical specifications, which may include production delivery schedule, manpower requirements, and or after sales parts if applicable. A regional duly signed omnibus sworn statement, and if applicable, a regional notarial secretary's certificate in case of corporation, partnership, or cooperative, or a regional special power of attorney of all members of the joint venture giving full power to authority to its officer to sign the oaths as and the acts to represent the bidder. Here is a sample format with a regional duly signed omnibus sworn statement. For the financial documents, expected bidders' computation of net financial contracting capacity are recommended by credit from the reverse of our commercial bank in ULIX and FCC computation. Here is a sample format of the prospective bidder's computation of net financial contracting capacity. For the Class B documents, if applicable, a duly signed joint venture agreement in case the joint venture is already in existence, or duly notarized statements from all potential joint venture partners stating that they will enter into and abide by the provisions of the GBA in the instance that the bid is successful. A regional of duly signed and accomplished financial bid form. Here is a sample format of an original of duly signed and accomplished financial bid form. A regional of duly signed and accomplished price schedule. Here is a sample format of an regional of duly signed and accomplished price schedule. Other unitary requirements under Republic of number 9184 as applicable. For foreign bidders claiming their visa and interest extension of reciprocal rights to Philippines, certification from the relevant government offices of their country stating that Philippines are allowed to participate in government procurement activities for the same item or project. Certification from the DTI if the bidder claims preference as a domestic bidder or domestic entity. That would be all. Thank you. Remarks, which and consulting services as per Department Order number 17 series of 2022. Please write 59.1. In addition to the difference of rules 21 and 22 of the IRR, the whole subject to the authority delegated to the back, if any, to impose on biddings or prospective biddings, the administrative penalty of suspension for 1 year for the first offense and suspension of 2 years for the second offense from participating in the competitive bidding process, as well as disqualification from further participating in the competitive bidding being undertaken by the procuring entity concerned, where applicable for the following violations. All other acts that tend to defeat the purpose of competitive bidding, such as habitually withdrawing from bidding, submitting late bids, or patently insufficient bid for at least 3 times within a year except for valid reasons. Rights violation. 1. A bidder that had purchased bidding documents but subsequently withdrawn from the bidding or submitted a letter of non-participation or did not submit a bid without a valid cause as determined with the bids and awards committee concerned. A bidder submitting insufficient effective documents such as insufficient bid securities and other deficiencies. A bidder submitting a late bid without a valid cause as determined by the fact concerned. Other acts that tend to defeat the purpose of bidding, public bidding, as determined by the concerned fact, provided that these acts have been indicated or discussed in the instructions to bidders, bid bulletins, notices, minutes of pre-bid conference, or other similar instruments. Strikes violations. A bidder that had purchased bidding documents but subsequently withdrawn from bidding or submitted a letter of non-participation or did not submit a bid without a valid cause as determined by the bids and awards committee concerned. Valid reasons. Upon computation, its price bid was determined to be above the ABC, or bids to be supplied are no longer available in the market. A bidder submitting a late bid with a valid cause as determined by the fact concerned. Valid reason. Due to force majeure and quarantine restrictions. A bidder submitting insufficient effective documents such as insufficient bid securities. Number 1. Bid security not in the name of the bidder. Number 2. Insufficient amount and validity period. Number 3. Not issued in the name of the period entity. Submission of not valid filters. The failure of the prospective bidder to submit its filtered certificate with the current and updated Class A eligibility documents, example, legal and financial documents. Valid reason not accepted. Failure to submit mandatory forms. Price schedule, bid 4, authorized bid securing declaration, notarized omnibus sworn statement. Other required forms from the bid security aside from the bid securing declaration, stating the bidder of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started. Statement of the bidders as LCC similar to the contract to be bid. Owner's certificate of acceptance or CPE's rating accompanying the statement of the bidders as LCC. Bidders computation of NFCC or committed line of credit for goods. Notarized joint venture agreement or notarized statements as to forming JV for goods. Certification as to reciprocity to foreign bidders for goods. Special pickup license for joint venture for infrastructure. DUPA and cash flow for infrastructure. Valid reasons not acceptable. For CSC, failure to submit any of the following: certificate of employment, contract agreement, curriculum details, valid reasons not accepted. Submission of the following required forms is indicated in the sixth edition of the Philippine legal documents without name, level of passing, and signature of the bidder authorized representative. Number one, bid four. Number two, price schedules. Number three, bid securing declaration. Number four, omnibus sworn statement. And number five, GBA, valid reasons not acceptable. Nomination of key personnel of different professions as per requirement of the bidding document. Valid reason not applicable. Failure to submit proof of ownership, lease, purchase agreement of pledge equipment. Valid reason not applicable. Failure to submit certification of key personnel, Department Order 9 Series 2012. Valid reason not applicable. Failure to comply with the required number of key personnel and equipment. Valid reason not applicable. Participating in the bidding but not related business type as indicated in the mayor's permit for goods. Valid reason not applicable.
From our respective leaders, so these are the scheduled procurement activities for the presented contract agreement. For issuance or the holding of bidding documents, deadline will be on November 18, 2025 until 11 a.m. And for the receipt of bids, it will be on November 18, 2025 also until 11 a.m. And for the schedule of the opening of bids, it will be on November 18, 2025 at 11 a.m. immediately after the submission of bids. And reminders, so each bidder should be required by the original of the first and second components of its bid, and proper labeling of the bid outside is required, and incomplete attachment is a ground for outright disqualification. So that's all, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer April, for the reading of the schedule of the procurement activity. And so, since we have questions from the YouTube live viewers, so since the presentation of the goods and services is already done, so any motion for the adjournment of this so since bid and awards committee's quorum, so we will now proceed for the presentation of the civil works. So presented by Engineer Almar Saavedra.
Good morning, sir, as well as greetings. I do. So as for today's project, we have construction of protection dike Lurisa CIP Gingoog City, Misamis Oriental. So this scope of work is construction of a 125.3 linear meter protection dike. That includes individual removal of trees, clearing and grubbing, structure excavation, embankment reinforcing steel, structural concrete, grouted riprap, gabions, and hand-laid rock embankment. So as for the appropriation, we have 15 million pesos and an approved budget cost of 14 million 700 pesos and a duration of 133 calendar days. So next. Next. As for our location, it is located, sumpay lang ta sa niyang structure. So ang atong flood control is magsunod lang sa flood control nga existing sa NIA. So next. So mo ni atong location. Kini siya nga dalan mo ni siya ang GCVR nato kaning color blue, mo ni ang GCVR. Kani nga dalan mo ni ang padulong sa Gingoog DepEd Park. So unahan gamay lang sa Gingoog DepEd Park. Natay makita nga niya irrigation structure. So nasilay dam diri. Ang atong flood control is kaning color orange. Magsunod lang ta sa riverbank. Sumpay ta sa niyang flood control existing. So next. Mo ni ang mga geotag photographs taken along with validation of engineer Kinoribalan and one of NIA personnel. So mo ni ang ato ang material source map. So ang atong project is located diri sa Lunutan sa Sibugig. So natay source map nga kuha sa Medina. Natay aggregate sa kuha sa Medina. So next mo ni ang ato ang project profile. Natay propose nga top sa structure with a freeboard of 1.5 meters. Next. Muna atong lot plan. Ang atong flood control is nag-traverse riverbank sa existing river. So nata adjacent sa lot 4629. So next. Muna ang section nga as per advised and recommended by NIA. So natay 1:1 nga slope with 1.5 meter crest and 5 meter height nga flood control with gabions and napuntay cut off wall nga 0.5 by 2.5 meters. So next. These are the specific bill of quantities for the project. We have provision of field office for the engineer. We have 4.43 months. Project billboard and signboard to each. Occupational safety and health. We had 1 lump sum. Mobilization, demobilization, 1 lump sum. Individual removal of trees, 301 to 500 mm diameters, 10 each. Clearing and grubbing, 1,879.5 square meters. Structure excavation, common soil, we have 2,214.76. Embankment from roadway structure excavation, 332.21 cubic meters. As for the reinforcing steel grade 40, we have 19,117.94 kilograms. Structural concrete 3,000 PSI class A 28 days, we have 480.02 cubic meters. Grouted riprap 251.48 cubic meters. Gabions 1 by 2 meters metallic coated, we have 125.3 cubic meters, and we have hand-laid rock embankment 2,036.62 cubic meters. That's all for the specific bill of quantities for this project. So, edit na ako. Linear meters. Okay, thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Engineer Almar. So we have clarification from the YouTube viewers. So none. So we'll proceed for the next project. Presenter is Engineer Saira.
Good morning, everyone. So, in behalf of Engineer Duda, I'll be presenting her project. So, for 35KK 0012, preventive maintenance, primary roads, Butuan City, Cagayan City, Iligan City Road, station limits 1389 to 1391 plus 383. Location is at Balingasag, Misamis Oriental. So our project appropriation is 105,536,000. Our Our ABC is 101,668,540, and our source of fund is net FY 2025. Our contract duration is 165 calendar days, and our net length is 2,388 linear meters. So this is the typical roadway section. We have varied carriageway width at 1389 to 1389 plus 100. We have 13.4 meters with carriageway. At 1389 plus 100 to 1389 plus 140, and 1389 plus 160 to 1389 plus 200, we have carriageway width of 12.3 meters, and at 1389 plus 140 to 1389 plus 160, and 1389 plus 200 to 1391 plus 383, we have carriageway width of 14 meters. So, nag-vary po ang thickness sa atong asphalt. So, at 1389 plus 00 to 1391 plus 55, we have 50 millimeters thickness of asphalt. And 1391 plus 55 to 1391 plus 360.5, we have 100 meters of asphalt overlay. So our scope of work, we have asphalt overlay with thickness of 50 and 100 and we also have pedestrian crossing pavement markings. We have reflectorized pavement markings. We also have gravel surface shoulder with 2 meters width and 0.15 meters thickness. So this is the location. So the start of the project is at 1389, and end of the project is at Waterfall Bridge at 1391 plus 383. So these are the items included in the project. We have provision of field office for the engineer rental basis, 5.5 months. We also have provision of 4x4 pickup type service vehicle for engineer. We have 1 project billboard and signboard. 2 occupational safety and health. We have 1 lump sum. Traffic management, we have 5.5 months. Mobilization and demobilization, 1 lump sum. We have gravel surface course, 1,271.03 cubic meters. Emulsified asphalt, 34,894.93 square meters. We have bituminous concrete surface course, hot laid, 50 mm. We have 39,486.93 and reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings for our pedestrian crossing and pavement markings. We have 1,579.91 square meters and concrete joint sealant. We have 5,342.18 kilograms. That would be all. Thank you.
So, thank you, Engineer Shara. So do we have questions from or clarification from YouTube live viewers? So since no more questions from the YouTube live viewers, so we'll proceed for the technical requirements.
Checklist of technical and financial documents and other requirements for infrastructure projects. For the submission and receipt of these. First, technical component envelope. Class A, legal documents. Letter A, valid Belgium's registration certificate, platinum membership, all pages in accordance with section 8.5.2 of the IRR. Belgium's certificate of registration and membership. All bidders shall upload and maintain in Belgium's a current and updated file of the following Class A eligibility documents under sections 23.1 letter A and 24.1 letter A. 1. Registration certificate. 2. Mayor's business permits or its equivalent document. 3. Tax clearance. 4. Pickup license and registration. And number 5. Audited financial statements. Section 8.5.2 of the IRR. For the purpose of updating the certificate of registration and membership, all Class A eligibility documents mentioned in this section supporting the veracity, authenticity, and validity of the certificate shall remain current and updated. The failure of the prospective bidder to update its certificate with the current and updated Class A eligibility documents shall result in the automatic suspension of the validity of its certificate until such time that all of the expired Class A eligibility documents has been updated. For the technical documents, letter B, statement that the prospective bidder of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or similar in nature and can speak to the contract to the bid. Letter C, statement that the bidder's single largest completed contract similar to the contract to the bid, except under conditions provided under the rules. Letter D, special pickup license in case of joint ventures and registration for the type and the cost of the contract to the bid. Letter E, original copy of bid security, if in the form of a surety bond, submit also a certification issued by the Insurance Commission or original copy of notarized bid security declaration. For the single largest completed contract, the SLCC completed should be similar to the contract to the bid or has the same major categories of work. The SLCC's value should be at least 50% of the ABC to be bid upon adjustment to current prices using the PSA Consumer Price Indices. Contractors under small A and small B categories without similar experience on the contract may participate if the cost of the contract to be bid is not more than the allowable range of contract costs of their registration. For the bid security purpose, to guarantee that the successful bidder shall, within 10 calendar days from receipt of the notice of award, enter into contract with the PE and furnish the performance security required. Form of bid security. Letter A, cash or cashier's manager's check. The amount is 2% of ABC. Bank guarantee, draft, or a revocable letter of credit issued by a universal or commercial bank. The amount is 2% of ABC. Letter C, surety bond callable upon demand, accompanied with certification from Insurance Commission. The amount is 5% of ABC. Letter E, bid securing declaration. No percentage required. Only one form of bid security is required to be submitted. Bidders have the option to choose their preferred form of bid security. Letter F, project requirements, which shall include the following. A, organizational chart for the contract to be bid. B, list of contractors' key personnel. Example, project manager, project engineers, materials engineers, and foremen to be assigned to the contract to be bid with their complete qualification and experience data. List of contractors' major equipment units which are owned, leased, and or under purchase agreements, supported by proof of ownership or certification of availability of equipment from the equipment lessor vendor for duration of the project as the case may be. For the contractor's key person, the key personnel should meet the following number of years work experience. The experience means total years of civil works experience of any nature in construction and engineering consultancy service. Include the tax identification number of the key personnel, compliance to Department Order 98 Series of 2016, revised guidelines on the accreditation of contractors, consultants, materials engineer, compliance to Department Order 98 Series of 2016, revised guidelines on the accreditation of contractors, consultants, materials engineers, and to include the contact number of the materials engineer. If the proposed key technical personnel is an employee of the bidder and working on another project at the time of the bidding, the bidder shall submit a certification that 1. The personnel will be pulled out from the ongoing project once the bidder is awarded the contract. And number 2, he/she will be replaced with another person with equal or better qualifications as certified by the head of the implementing office pursuant to Department Order number 9, Series of 2012. The proposed key personnel and replacement must be named in the bidding document. The contractor's major equipment units. The contractor is required to provide proofs of ownership and other supporting documents for equipment owned, lease agreements for equipment to be leased, and or under purchase agreements, supported with certificate of availability of equipment from the equipment lessor vendor for the duration of the projects. Proofs of ownership and other supporting documents for equipment pledged must specify and indicate the model, year, capacity, performance, size, plate number, motor number, body number, chassis serial number, engine serial number, specific location and condition for Department Order 58 Series of 2012. Contractor's minimum materials testing equipment. This referred to Department Order 11 Series of 2017 for the minimum material testing equipment. DPWH Procurement Manual Volume 2 Infrastructure Main Guidelines specifically requires the submission of the materials testing equipment as stated in clause 5.6.2.8 technical proposal and clause 5.6.2.8.4.c. Project requirements used to inform DPWH-INFR-15 list of contractors' major construction and laboratory equipment units to be assigned to the contractor's for certification of availability. Letter G. Original duly signed omnibus sworn statement and if applicable, original notarized secretary's certificate in case of a corporation, partnership, or cooperative, or regional special power of attorney of all members of the joint venture giving full power and authority to its officer to sign the OSS and do acts to represent the bidder. For the financial documents, letter H, the prospective bidder's computation of net financial contracting capacity. Class B, letter I, if applicable, duly signed joint venture agreement in accordance with Republic Act number 4566 and its IRR in case the joint venture is already in existence. The duly notarized statements from all potential joint venture partners stating that they will enter into and abide by the provisions of the GBA in the instant that the bid is successful. For the financial component envelope, original of duly signed and accomplished financial bid form and other documentary requirements under the Republic Act number 9184, the original of duly signed bid prices in the bill of quantities, duly accomplished detailed estimates form, including a summary sheet indicating the unit prices of construction materials, labor rates, and equipment rentals used in coming up with a bid. Cash flow by quarter. For the detailed estimates, accordance to Department Order 197 Series of 2016, The following items shall be subjected to OCM and profit markup. 1. Mobilization and demobilization. 2. Provision of service vehicle. And 3. Permits and clearances. Accordance to Department Order 170 of 2016, the following non-civil works items shall not be subjected to OCM markup: field, laboratory office, and living quarters with rental basis, furnishing of furnitures, laboratory equipment, survey equipment and consumables, assistance to the engineers, photographs, health and safety, traffic management, environmental compliance, communication equipment, etc. For the submission and receipt of bids, bid submission may be done manually or electronically online. However, bidders should only select one mode of submission, either manual or electronic. The address for receipt of bids submitted manually is back entrance room, 3rd floor, DPWH Misamis Barangay 26, Gingoog City, Misamis Oriental. For electronic submission, electronic bids _ Misamis Oriental 1 at dpwh.gov.ph. For the bid evaluation, the financial component of bids of each past bidder shall be evaluated using non-discretionary criteria, including arithmetical corrections for computational errors, and thus determine the correct total calculated bid process. The BAC shall automatically disqualify any total calculated bid price which exceeds the ABC. The following factors are to be considered in the evaluation of the bid prices: completeness. No price in required item non-compliant, indicating a 0 or a -3 to the GOP. All prices are deemed to include all taxes. Bids not addressing or providing all the required items in the bidding documents, including, where applicable, BOQ, shall be considered non-responsive. Arithmetical corrections. Bid process in figures versus words. Words prevail. Total price versus unit price per item. Unit price per item prevails. Total price versus actual sum of component items. Actual sum prevails. Unit cost in detailed estimate versus unit cost in BOQ. BOQ prevails. For both qualification, verification of legal requirements, licenses, certificates, permits, non-inclusion in blacklist. Technical requirements, key personnel, minimum work experience requirements should be satisfied. Availability and commitment of major construction equipment and materials, laboratory equipment. Performance in ongoing government and private contracts. Negative slippage of at least 15% in any project, or a negative slippage of at least 10% in each of 2 or more contracts. Failure of the contractor to commence repair works and ongoing contracts within 7 calendar days, and to complete them within 30 calendar days after receipt of the procuring entity's notice of defects and deficiencies. Failure of the contractor to commence repair works and contracts with pending certificates of acceptance within 30 calendar days, and complete them with 90 days after receipt of the procuring entity's notice of defects and failures. Technical requirements. Substandard quality of work as per contract plans and specifications, or unsatisfactory performance of the contractor's obligations as per contract terms and conditions at the time of inspection. Financial requirements, bid price proposal, NFCC. For the contract award, the contract shall be awarded to the bidder whose bid has been determined to be the lowest calculated and responsive bid, as a result of the detailed evaluation and post-qualification conducted. The successful bidder shall be notified through the issuance of notice of award within the bid validity period, and must be confirmed by the successful bidder in writing within 10 days upon receipt thereof, in accordance with section 37.2.2 of the 2016 revised RRR of the Republic of 1984. The common reasons in the failure of submission of bids. Failure to submit original copy of the surety bond certified by the Insurance Commission, indicating the name of project, the procuring entity and name of contractor, shorter bid validity and bid security validity period, overlapping of pledged equipment and committed key technical personnel, failure to indicate the validity of bid in the bid form, late submission of bids, failure to submit supporting documents. Example, certification of availability of equipment from the equipment lessor vendor for the duration of the project. If the equipment pledge is to be leased or purchased. Negative slippage in the ongoing projects, -15% or more, or -10% in each of the 2 or more ongoing projects. Unsatisfactory CPEs with common errors in the submission of bids, incomplete pages of bid documents, technical and financial, authority of the signatory to sign on behalf of the bidder. Single proprietor, signatory should be the owner, proprietor only. Corporation, cooperative, board secretary's certificate, and board resolution. Joint venture resolution agreement, partnership, as indicated in the articles of partnership. That's all, thank you.
For the information about prospective bidders, so there are additional requirements for the proposed key personnel. For project manager, required number of personnel, 1, with general experience of 5 years and relevant experience of 5 years. So additional requirement, attach valid and updated government issued IDs with 3 signatures. And for the project engineer, number of personnel, 1. So the project engineer must be a DPWH accredited project engineer with 5 years general experience and 3 years general experience and 3 years relevant experience. Also, additional requirement, attach valid and updated PRC license ID with 3 signatures. And for the materials engineer, number of personnel required, 1. Also, a DPWH accredited materials engineer with 5 years general experience and 3 years relevant experience. Also attach the valid and updated PRC license ID and materials engineer certificate with 3 signatures. And for the foreman, number of personnel required, 5 years general experience and 3 years relevant experience. attach valid and updated government issued IDs with 3 signatures. And for the safety officer, 1 required personnel with 5 years general experience and 3 years relevant experience. So for safety officer, attach certificate of training issued by DOLE and attach valid and updated government issued IDs with 3 signatures. And additional personnel, health personnel, full-time, number of personnel 1, and additional requirement, certified first aider with attached certificate of training issued by Red Cross and attached valid and updated government issued IDs with 3 signature. So for other personnel, required in the project, so the said personnel should be included or reflected in the organizational chart. So that's all for the additional requirement. And for the procurement activities, the issuance or downloading of bidding documents, deadline will be on November 19, 2024 until 8:30 AM. So hard copies are available at procurement unit 3rd floor, DPWH Misamis. And these bidding documents can be downloaded from DPWH website and PhilJobs website. And for the receipt of bids, the deadline will be on November 19, 2024 until 10 AM. And for the schedule of the opening of bids, it will be on November 19, 2024 at 10 AM immediately after the submission of bids. And for the required category 4, for 25KK0012, required category 4 is RCP or Roads Construction PCCP. For 25KK0035, the required category 4 is FCSPS or Flood Control Construction Slow Protection using structural measures, example, revetment, retaining structures, or wiring. So these are the guidelines on price and adjustment and payments for projects with non-compliance with the prescribed IRI value. So please see the table. Next. So this is a sample of the technical and financial documents to be submitted by the prospective bidders. So the bid and supporting documents should be hard and properly bound. So that's all, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Paul, for reading the additional requirements for manpower requirements and schedule of activities and the category words. So, any questions from the YouTube live viewers? So there's no questions or clarification from the YouTube live viewers. So any motion for the adjournment of this morning, November 5, 2024, private conference for goods and services and civil works.
Mr. Chair, I move for the adjournment of this private conference dated November 5, 2024.
I seconded, Mr. Chair.
It has been moved and seconded the adjournment of private conference for goods and services and civil works dated November 5, 2024. So I will now declare this private conference is adjourned. Thank you. YouTube live